and gentlemen, my name is Marta Candeias. I am the Portuguese NMBP National Contact Point for Horizon 2020, and I am part of the NMP-NCP European Network, NMP team, funded by the European Commission. In the frame of the activities developed under this European project, today we are organizing a virtual event for clients about EPPN, European Pilot Production Network, also a project funded by the European Commission. We will have two presentations and a questions and answer session. You can put your question by writing your name and organization in the chat tool and writing the question down. This event will be recorded and, along with the presentation and the answers, will be published on the project website. Here with us today we have Paula Galvão from INL and also coordinator of this project. Tell us, Paula, there are so many activities around Europe and stakeholders sometimes get a little bit confused about what is it for, and what can they benefit from it. So explain us all about the EPPN project, please.
Okay, thank you, Marta. Thank you all for those who are participating in this webinar. So we are coordinators of the European Pilot Production Coordinating and Support Action. And as Marta explained, we are aware that there are a lot of initiatives ongoing there. So this is why we are starting with the huge communication campaign throughout Europe to explain what we're aiming at and what is the EPPN CSA project. So we will start with a brief introduction of what is the project. So I'll explain the overall aim and objectives of the project. I'll explain the status where we are, what are the future plans in the next months, and then we will have followed by a presentation by one of our partners, Onvega, who is developing an important tool, which is the marketing platform that we are developing, and he will also explain very briefly what we are aiming at. So, as a start, why the need of EPPN, and as we started, why the need of EPPN considering that there are so many initiatives out there? Well, we are all aware that there's not a central information point for the existing pilot lines in the NMP area. So it's very difficult for companies, when they need a service from a pilot line activity, it's very difficult for them to find where are these pilot lines, who are the pilot lines, where are they located, what services they can provide, what are the price options, what are the IPR models. So it's all about this that we want to do. We want to provide a centralized information point for pilot facilities, so the users, which will be SMEs, startups, and large enterprise, can easily find and can easily interact with. So basically, we want to help also exploit the business potential by providing this platform and a set of support services. We want to support the business development of these pilot lines. So currently we have 46 funded projects. In total, each project has 2 or 3 pilot lines. So we're talking about more or less 100 funded pilot lines throughout Europe. Some projects are already finished, some are ongoing, and some are just starting. But it's a project for these 100 pilot line facilities. So it's all about creating, so what will be the objectives of the PPN projects is we want to create a network around the NMPB pilot lines. So we are currently at the first stage, which is making a state of play of the existing pilot lines, where they are, where they're located, what type of services they provide. We are also developing an interactive platform. So last week we have started with the validation stage with a short group of stakeholders of this platform. During the month of April, the platform will be rolled out. So by end of April, the platform will be fully operational. Of course, as Said will then explain, we will be open for suggestions for improvements and testing. And so when you launch an IT tool, a platform, usually we will go through 6 months of improvements, but we think we have already a fully operational platform. Apart from the platform, we will also provide the pilot line projects and infrastructures, a set of initiatives that will promote interactivity among them, sharing of experiences, sharing of concerns. For instance, how do they do with the IP business model? How do they do the pricing? How do they price their lists, their services? For instance, how to bring in regions, how to bring in investors, how to treat the $1 million question, that is, how to make these pilot lines sustainable. So we will be developing, so we're at month 10 more or less of this project. So from now onwards, now that we have the tool online, we will go on the field and try to get involvement of these, in interaction of the pilot facilities, and try to come up with sustainable business plans and sharing of good practices that will help these pilot lines excel. So the main concept of the EPPN platform, apart from the support services that we will provide, is this what we call the interactive digital platform. So this we want it to be a true marketplace. So we don't want it to be a pure static database, but we want it to be interactive. So people can see interactions of pilot facilities. They can see the activities of the pilot facilities. If a company logs in the system and makes a search, they can have access to a set of possible service providers and across value chains, because they may not need one pilot facility, but they may need 2, 3, or 4 to reach the product they want. What I mean by static is it will also allow for participatory approach. So it's very important that everybody, or the main stakeholders, which are companies, which are TOs, which are regional authorities, and investors, that highly interact in this database. Another thing, and as we mentioned, Marta mentioned very well, this is just one more platform. No, it's not just one more platform. There's many other platforms, of course, but one of our main concerns when we were developing this platform was, what will be the added value? How can we add value to the pilot line owners, and how can we add value to the users of the pilot line owners? So since there are already other existing platforms, we had two main considerations when we were developing this, or even 3 when we were developing this platform, which was interactivity, which connections with other databases. So we are well aware, for instance, of the CAT database from DG Grow, and we are well aware of the mapping exercise of the digital innovation hubs that DG Connect did. So we are highly interacting with these 2 initiatives. We are in contact with these 2 initiatives. These 2 initiatives are already linked to our website. So when a user, a potential company, needs a service and enters a search item in our platform, they will have access to the pilot lines and NMPB related pilot lines, but also the ones of the digital innovation hubs, and also potential RTO providers from the DG Grow CAT database. So our aim is not to complicate, but to facilitate and to join together these platforms, so the potential user, in this case the industrial user, can have a complete set, hopefully, we hope, of potential service providers. And Said will explain more in detail what we're aiming with this digital platform. So where we are now with the EPPN project, so we are finalizing stage 1, which is basically doing the mapping exercise among the different pilot lines, funded pilot lines that exist in Europe, and developing all the specifications and developing the database and pre-filling already the database. The second stage will be the rollout of the platform, the digital platform and the marketplace, and field work jointly with the pilot line owners. And then at a third stage, towards mid-term project until the end, we will try to create what we call the innovation hubs in this whole ecosystem around the pilot lines. Very important, and to promote good practices, one of the main activities of the EPPN project, apart from developing the digital marketplace and maintaining the digital marketplace, the digital platform, we will be organizing working groups around 4 main themes that we think that are major importance to promote the development and financial sustainability of the pilot lines. So we have the working group on technical collaboration, which will link the project with other initiatives. So I forgot to mention that we, in this first stage, we're mapping publicly funded initiatives, pilot lines, but the aim is also to bring on board privately funded pilot lines. The aim is also to link with clusters that are out there that may be of interest to join in the platform, and that can then be major promoters within the innovation hubs that could be created. But also to bring in the safety, modeling, and characterization initiatives, because they for sure will need to be involved in the services provided by the pilot facilities. So it will be a working group around sharing of experiences, sharing of needs, and items to take in consideration regarding safety standards in modeling initiatives. We will have a working group on market and finance, so I think the name speaks for itself. So to promote a group for sharing of experiences, good practices, and action plans regarding the different funding options, how to improve access to finance, how to involve regional authorities, how to involve investors, how to increase cooperation with SMEs, and most importantly, how to activate this true marketplace for the pilot lines through the digital platform. We will have a working group, the third working group, on training and dissemination, and the fourth working group on policy and regulations. So since the project started, the EPPN CSA project started, in our website, there's a call for expressions of interests for pilot lines to register to participate in these working groups. These working groups will start shortly in the summer, and now we will also start highly communicating the existence of these working groups. For the time being, we did not receive so much expressions of interest. So in short, the main outcomes of the EPPN will be a coordination node for services and financial sustainability of the pilot lines, the digital platform, the EPPN app, so user facilities to make the connections from the customers with the pilot lines easier. We will have best practices guides on the issues mentioned previously, funding, standardization, IP, and so forth. We will have a continuous service, help desk service, and we will support establishing innovation hubs. So in short, this is what I had to say. So once again, I thank you very much for participating. One important item that I would like to explain, why we asked Marta to have this webinar with the NCP network, is because this platform will only be fully operational and fully successful if it's populated and if people use it. Within DG Grow and within DG Connect, a platform of such level with so much functionalities and with the interactivity envisaged does not exist so far. It could be useful, for sure it will be useful, but we really need it to be populated and for all the stakeholders to use it, not only the pilot lines, but the companies, the RTOs, the regional authorities, and the investors. So we see the NCP network as one of our main ambassadors to disseminate the existence and the functionalities of this platform. So this is why, once again, we asked Marta, and we thank you very much all for joining us here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula, and it was very interesting also for us to have you here, and thank you for that, because we also think that this is a service that needs to be shared with the stakeholders. And it's good to know that this network will be some kind of an aggregator of what already exists. So please use this, and if you have additional interest in having more information, you can just contact Paula and the network. Now we will have Said from Onvega that is connected from Sweden, and I think you will now present us how these things will practically, in practic way, will work, right? Please.
I try. Hello, good afternoon. I is speaking from Onvega, one of the partners in the Eppn project. Onvega offers location-based virtual information management tools for wide organization. So first of all, thank you, NCP. And if you let me, I want to share my screen. Can you see? Marta?
Yes, please continue.
Everything's perfect.
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you for coming to this virtual table, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about Eppn digital platform. As I told you, I'm Said, and there is, there is a strong need for better collaboration and communication between all possible actors. Foster collaboration among pilot production, opportunity in order to make less risk decision and better matchmaking. So nanotechnology, searching like other industries, other sectors, are searching for a participatory ecosystem to enable industries to deal with others, connecting, collaborating between the pilot lines, labs, companies, universities, SMEs, and etc. And to create a dynamic ecosystem, community, and networking between all possible actors is so important. And finding a way, a preferred way for keeping the network alive is another important point. So we try to find a long-term strategy for offer a sustainable network. And as you know, we have a lot of platform in the market. Here there are different approach, and we can be more focused on making databases over databases, and putting a search engine or something like a refine area to the in the static website. In this kind of website, let me call it flat pages databases. The page update and generate by persons. By persons, you can call them admin. But in another side, we have a participatory media, offering a participatory media with the multi-layer data model. In this way, page generate and update by user activities. It's a difference between two types. And Eppn is a multi-layer participatory network that allows users, members, to share information in the many-to-many communications paradigm, as you can see. Can you follow me? Yeah.
Yes. Continue, please.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah. In this way, as I said, page generate and update by the user activities. And Eppn is a multi-layer platform, an associated platform for making collaborative media, sharing of idea, good practice, promoting services, connecting with the potential partners. And this platform developed from scratch, and we have a strong architecture behind the system, and you can see the something in the technical part. And in other side, in the left side, you can see we try to start with the data model. And based on this data model, we try to build the next layer for other value-added services like mapping, communicating, sharing, and networking. And in the end, we try to offer a presentation layer for offering a big pictures to the audiences. Yeah. And now to understand the function as a tool, let me explain about the approach in easy way. Let me explain what this approach will actually do and how it will be different from other flat databases. As you can see, we try to start and connect with the platform with different hats. So you can choose your hats and you can choose your roles in the personal or in the organizational way. And you can choose your access level in the standard, basic, silver, or gold. And you can start your communication with other partners. And you can also share your idea, your event, your message in an easy way solution. And in the end, you have a possibility to search in the databases. So you have something for searching into the databases. There are several used familiar issues in this platform. There is a dynamic process method for starting as an individual, creating groups, and extending the network. And for offering maximum marketing effort by using a participatory network, we try to offer this platform, participatory network, to the users. And another important thing is keeping your data up to date. And one of the unique aspects of this platform is ability to drive members to share the idea, update their profile and information to better matchmaking. So up-to-date data comes by the users, by the members, by the corporations of the actors in the participatory network. Let me explain in another way. It's a login-based system, so you must log in into the platform. You can continue based on your personal account, and you are free to make your resume. And you are free to introduce your legal account. You are free to introduce several legal accounts, and you are free also to promote and present your pilot profiles. You can connect to the projects, and you can make groups, and etc. So based on this area, you have a good base for starting communication with the other members in this way. and you know about the importance of the keeping data up to date. In this way, we try to offer you an easy way to promote your basic information and to update other audience by the fresh idea and fresh data coming from your side. We have basic information for about 100 pilot plants, more than 100 pilot plants. We have gathered more than 700 points from DIH and DigiGrow, and about 3,000 organizations and 1,450 different nano projects from the Horizon Shogu 2020, and there are possibility to present the geographical distribution of in our map with direct link to original web pages. So in final, we can offer about 4,000 points in one place, and all organizations, all contact persons behind these nodes can be a member in our platform. They can start collaborate. They can start sharing data, and creating page groups and etc. About the functionality in the systems, you can find effective, up-to-date model. As I said before, person can create a personal account and several legal account. They can create group. They can share idea, and they can change the access level and set permissions, and for better matchmaking and better social networking. And some suggestion and notifications comes from the systems. And we have a good search for searching into the databases, and we have another good search by effective items of the pilot plants profile. And you have possibility to find the big pictures, cooperation network, and you have another possibility to show other network and a direct link to the other different sources around the nanotechnology and nanoscience. And we can support API method to connect to external databases also. So we are talking right now, we are talking about the beta version. Is not a final version. And if you let me, I want to switch to the platform. And as you can see, is the first page of the platform. You can find this platform in the address eppnetwork.com here. And in the first page, you can find something like this, a map here. You can zoom in, zoom out in the map, and find the connection. You can find the number here, the project, and the connection between the project and the pilot plants, different countries. You can find the name of the pilot plants here and most active group in the end, and the partner here. If you want to find more information, you must log in into the systems. So if you let me, I want to start with the now I'm in the platform, the first page. There is a feed option here, so I can inform about the latest news here. As I said before, I can now, as you can see, I'm working as a Said. I can change my role to my company. So you can see it's on Vega now. There is a functionality here to change the setting here, the location and the access level, the profile access level also, and delete account also. And as you can see, I have a possibility to change to the personal account again. So look, it's changed to Said again. I have possibility to make a group. So if you are thinking about something and you want to share your idea with a specific group, so you can make a group. We have an Eppn partner here, and we have another group for getting the feedbacks and bugs here. So you're free to create a group, select pictures, etc. here. And in another way, you have access to a map. In this map, if you are thinking about for example, the PUP, so you can find all PUP in the map. And you can change the zone. For example, if you are thinking about the North Europe, so you can go here. You can select the country also, and you have access to change the network. For example, if you are thinking about the nano project coming from the H2020, so it's all information coming from the coordinates database. And if you click in one of them, you can find all relation between this point and other points. And you can find the project name here. And if you click on this one, it's directly go to the page of these projects. So, and you can change the network here, for example, DigiGrow. So it's all points comes from the DigiGrow databases. So if I'm click here, you can find the name of this point and the website also. And the other data comes from these nodes. For example, you can see the video here. And if you click on the website, it's directly connect you to the DigiGrow databases here. And here, you have possibility to choose the TRL, a sorting date, cable technology, the long list here, and the market, pilot plant input, output, processes value, and other things here. So it's a refine for searching on the map here. You can go directly to the address. For example, I'm looking for the Anvega. So here, and if I click on Anvega, you can find the relation between the Anvega and other partners here in the Europe. So if you go to the pilot, you can find another things here. So for example, you are thinking about the co-pilot. So if you select this one, you can find all pilot plans connected to this project. So, and you can see more information here. about the pilot registry info, legal info, and other things here, and market and project also. So let me now continue with the Paula name. I try to change my legal account, my account to the Paula, if Paula let me. So, because we have a lot of more information in this account. Now, you can see, based on this account, we have more legal accounts. So if I'm clicking this one, you can find there is a notification here. So I can check. So user feedback, accept your request here. And now I can possibility to change the setting here, add more information in this area, change the position and access level, etc. In the pilot profile, you can find two different pilot lines connected to this legal account. So if I want to edit this one, you can find all information in the system here. And you can change it in easy way. And you can add, for example, a new project here. So if I want to connect for pilot, so you can see, and if I click here, I can add this project to this pilot line. So as I said before, all information in the systems comes from the user activities. So based on your activities, we try to enrich the databases. So we try to start with some information, let me call it the basic information, the base information. And in the continue, we try to ask other partners to be more active in this participatory network, and they try to add new and fresh idea, new event, new message, and etc. in this way. That's it. Because the time I try to be very short in this way.
And thank you, Said, for respecting the time. It seems a really good tool, in fact, and thank you for your clear presentation. Now let us pass to the questions and answers we have already received from the registration form. I will ask Paula or Said the questions, or if you want any of you to reply or add anything else, please do. So, the questions we have received from your registration form. Please, Paula, what is the difference between EPPN and the European Commission funded pilot lines for GMP manufacturing?
Well, as I said, the EPPN is a coordinating and support action project. So basically, it's providing, like we say, a set of support services for the funded pilot lines. So we're providing a set of tools and support services to promote the business potential of the pilot lines per se. So when we ask what's the difference between EPPN, EPPN is kind of a service. The EC-funded pilot lines for GMP manufacturing will be using the EPPN platform to promote their services.
Okay, so I know you have already told us this during your presentation, but maybe you can highlight the most the most of the advantages that the network can give to reply to this question. How will the EPPN support the pilot project?
So basically, I think the major thing is the creation of a central node to promote the business potential of the pilot lines. So I think this is the main motto of EPPN, through this participatory and unique platform that does not exist yet in Europe. So it's the platform, and then it's the activities associated to the project, which are to aim to promote the sharing of experiences, good practices, lessons learned for whatever and everything that has to do with the development of the financial sustainabilities of the pilot line. So this is the main aim of EPPN, to provide a participatory platform, marketing platform, and at second stage provide the tools for knowledge sharing that will promote financial sustainability of the pilot lines, which is the main issue and the main discussion point in Europe for the pilot lines.
Yes, that's true. Another question we have received, it's from a company that are in fact already developing advanced materials for tooling, and they are asking how can EPPN help them to spread their solution in the European production lines of advanced materials.
So EPPN is a platform for RTOs, for companies, for knowledge providers, for service providers, and for service seekers. So the platform can be used by companies also to promote their services. So as Said explained, we can create various groups for various purposes within the EPPN platform. So a company can use this, since we want it to be interactive, the company can use the platform to promote their services. We are also aiming that the platform will also allow some kind of reliability check in terms of service provider. So for instance, when a company wants a certain service from a pilot project or an RTO, somehow through the interactions that the pilot line has had, they will be able to get some insurance, some reliability on the type of services and the quality of services that the RTO or the pilot line or even the company provide.
Yeah, that's true, because nobody put that question, but who validates, who checks if the information that is put in the platform it's real? Okay,
so that's one main question that we're going to tackle. So one of the main aims of the EPPN is also to find a sustainable business model for EPPN. So what will happen to the EPPN after a project ends? So we're aiming at a commercial model because in principle, I don't know if the Commission will want to have the mandate of the platform, not sure about this, but in principle we will have to come up with a sustainable commercial model, and then the validation will be assured by whoever owns, let's say, the platform.
Okay. Another question is that environmental projects can also be a pilot in the program. Or I guess this is related to, it's more oriented to the advanced materials since this is in this area?
Yes, but like I say, we don't want to complicate the users. The main users will be maybe, the target audience that we want to achieve is startups, SMEs, and large enterprises that will be using the services of the pilot activities. We also want to facilitate the job for the users of the platform, meaning that they don't have to log in and log out in different platforms to find the service providers they need. And this is why we are already linking with initiatives of DG Grow and DG Connect. I see no problem if a pilot line, a funded pilot line, public or private, in the environment area, if they see they can somehow benefit from this platform, I see no problem for registering. It's an open platform, so they could register.
Okay, good to know. And finally, how to be consulted for supplying devices for a new pilot line project? I think probably if there is a new pilot line project, how can people know or be in touch or can participate in this?
Well, we won't be promoting, the EPPN will not be, EPPN Coordinating and Support Action Project will not be creating a pilot line. We will be promoting pilot lines and providing services for financial sustainability of the pilot lines. But the platform will also be a mechanism, a tool for creating projects, because you will be able to, the normal user will be able to register and launch, for instance, ideas for new projects, partner search for a service, partner search for a project. So basically, I think they can do it through, if somebody has a new idea for a new pilot line project, they can create a group within the EPPN platform. The group can be restricted, the group can be public, and can build a potential consortium.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Although the platform was not developed with this purpose, it can also
No, actually we thought about this.
Yeah?
We thought about this because it's a thing of participatory network for making business at different levels.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
So it was foreseen, I think. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now let me see if we have received questions from our viewers today. It seems not, but actually I have two questions. One for you, Paula, and another one for Said. Said, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. So let me start.
I'm alive.
Okay, let me start with the question to Paula. Meanwhile, you can turn to the video so we can see you when replying to my question, okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Paula, you said you have not received many registrations to the working groups. So maybe you could now explain a little bit what are the benefits of participating in these working groups, until when can stakeholders register, and what will be the main actions or main activities of these working groups?
Well, we've been promoting the working groups through the website and through the different events we participated in and we organized. But now we will launch a marketing campaign, a communication campaign, to see if we can get more people on board. But the working groups will be important tools for the pilot lines to interact, share experiences, good practices, and define action plans, be able to get information that will be able to then, they will be able to define action plans for their pilot lines in the different aspects that I already mentioned: financial aspects, legal aspects, IP aspects, standardization aspects. So all around these main issues that are in the air for the different pilot lines. So I think the working groups will be an important tool to see what peers are doing and how peers are doing business and doing things. So for sure, it would be interesting.
So until when can people?
For the time being, we have no deadline. I foresee that it will be open unless the working groups get fully overloaded, which would be excellent. But for the time being, it's open for anybody that wants to participate. And for the time being, we don't have limitations on the number of registrations. Obviously, a working group is a working group. We will try to accommodate as much people as we can, as much participants we can. But then let's see how it goes.
Okay.
So we're not in conditions to define now what will be the maximum number and the deadline, but let's see how it goes.
Okay, thank you. So, Said, when can stakeholders start using the platform?
From now.
From now on?
Yeah. They can become the member here. It's free, and you can sort in the easy way. So it's not. We are not talking about the very difficult platform. There is no need to serious training. Just sign up and go and create an account and take a look around. So I think it's many things you can find. It's similar to the Facebook. Let me call it Facebook in the nanotechnology. And it's another things. Another idea comes from the LinkedIn. So it's similar with the LinkedIn and other social media that you can remember right now. So all stakeholders can become the member. They must send a request to the system, and we try to check. And after the checking, we can confirm their account, and they can continue in easy way. And we have several items in the platform. We have a help desk. We have news desks, and the people can find some training method into the platform.
Okay, thank you.
So be a first member in the NCP network in the
yeah.
Eppn platform.
Probably I
It's
will
free
try
for
it.
you.
I will try it
It's
to
free.
help.
It will be it will be free for you.
Okay, thank you. I probably will create a profile and try some of the services in order to maybe help some stakeholders that they probably want to use it. But if it's like Facebook, it's probably very intuitive. So thank you too. We have not received questions from our live viewers, but if you have any additional question, just send us to us, and we can then forward it to Paula. I think there will be no problem. Now we are being almost at the end of our event. I would just like to ask both of our speakers if they want to say one last message, maybe before we close the event.
Yes, I would like to thank all those that joined us today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. We would request that you play around with the tool to get a feeling how it works and how useful it can be. And above all, we would like to request that you disseminate this platform through your events, through your stakeholders, through your clients. Because as mentioned, the NCP network was somehow seen as what could be one of the ambassadors for this platform and for promoting the usefulness of this platform. So we would thank you very much for helping us disseminate it and show how interesting it can be for Europe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Another thing, we have received one request from Daniel, so we try to adjust your membership. And another things, thank you for you and your network for coming to this virtual table. And I want to tell again, it's not the final version. It's we are talking about the beta version, and this version is you can find maybe some bugs and some unregarded things. It's normal in this way and more user friendly and web accessibility coming during the time. It's a continuously process, and we are talking about the platform, and we need your help. And thank you for your time, and thank you, Marta, and thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Said. Actually, that's true. A platform, it's always evolving and getting better if you use it and if you report the barriers that you may encounter. And a platform is only useful if it's populated, right? If it's used. So I hope this tool, it seems very interesting, since it aggregates several information that is dispersed. And I hope your project will be very successful.
Thank you.
Now,
thank you.
We are close to the end of this event. We hope this was useful. We remind you that all the information regarding virtual event for clients are on the NMP team website from today's event and from all the others we have already organized. All of them, of course, related with Horizon 2020 and nanotechnologies, advanced materials, and advanced manufacturing and processing. You will be contacted when it is available. That's all from your side. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.